Hi everyone, this is Brian Hayes and welcome to Volume 4 in our series on fretboard basics for guitar. Today we're going to focus on sharps and flats and how we deal with those terms in the context of a chromatic scale. If we start here on the 12th fret of the guitar, on the 5th string, we've already learnt that that is the A string of the guitar, and at the 12th fret that is the octave of the open A. The 13th fret is A sharp and the 14th fret is the note B. The 13th fret is called A sharp because compared to A, this pitch is sharp or higher. Sharp simply means the next note higher, one semitone up from the named note. So A sharp is A taken up a semitone and is called A sharp. The next note up on fret 14 is B. However, compared to B, the note on fret 13 is flat. The term flat in music is the opposite of sharp, and it simply means the note one semitone lower than the named note. So this is B on fret 14. On fret 13, that note can be called B flat or A sharp, depending on whose perspective you're speaking from. From the note A's perspective, the 13th fret is a semitone higher, and therefore if we were going in an ascending motion in a chromatic scale, like I'm doing there, from low getting higher, the correct name for the note on that fret, the fret after A, is A sharp. If, however, we're descending, that is, we're getting progressively lower in pitch, compared to B, the 13th fret is lower, a semitone lower, and therefore the correct name for the 13th fret from the note B's perspective is B flat. Hence the note here on the 13th fret of the 5th string of the guitar can be called either A sharp or B flat, but it's the one pitch and it's played the same. So if someone asks you to play a B flat on the A string in the high octave, there it is. If the question was asked to play an A sharp on the A string in the high octave, there it is. They are one and the same, but called different names. Now, what we'll do in this tutorial is we'll go through all of the 5 chromatic scales we learnt in volumes 1 and 2. That is the chromatic scales on the E string, the B string, the G string, the D string, and the A string, recognising that the low E is a duplicate of the first string. And this time we will look at the scale both ascending and descending, and in the descending versions of all of those chromatic scales we will refer to the notes by their correct name, and that is we will refer to them as flats where we need to. Okay, so grab your guitar, I will reset the camera and we'll work our way through those 5 different chromatic scales, and hopefully you'll then have a full knowledge of all of the notes on the first 12 frets of the guitar, not only the notes but their correct musical names depending on the direction of pitch that the music is going in. Okay, so hopefully you've got your guitar and we're ready to roll. So if we start on the first string, as we did in volume 2, let's play an E chromatic scale in ascending order. So we'll have E, F, F sharp G, G sharp A sharp B, C, C sharp D, D sharp E. Nothing new there. In reverse order, and we'll take it slowly because this is where we'll strike all of the new note names called flats. So on the 12th fret we have E. As we go back 1 fret we have a note now that we will call E flat, because compared to E, the next fret back is lower in pitch. It's one semitone lower. Therefore, the correct musical term in a chromatic scale for that note on the 11th fret of the guitar is E flat if we're descending. So E, E flat, D, D flat. So likewise on the 9th fret of the guitar, because we're going down in pitch, the 10th fret was a D, the 9th fret we should call D flat. Then we have a C, B, B flat, A flat, G, G flat, F, and E. So obviously we're taking our time to try and learn those note names, but from a technical point of view on the guitar, when you're practicing that chromatic scale and when you're on top of the note names, there should be no change in speed, technique-wise, whether you are ascending or descending the scale. So just like I'm doing there, don't slow it down when you're going down once you're on top of this. We're just doing it slowly today because all of these note names are new to you. Okay, so let's move on to the B string, the second string of the guitar. So we've got B, C, C sharp D, D sharp E, F, F sharp G, G sharp A sharp B. Descending we've got B, B flat, A flat, G, G flat, F, E, E flat, D, D flat, C, B. So you'll notice, naming wise, we stick with the 7 letters of the musical alphabet, but any note that isn't one of those 7 letters, on the way up we call those notes that fit in between sharps. On the way down we call those same notes flats. If you think of the piano keyboard, and most people are familiar with the piano keyboard, all of the white keys on the piano are the equivalent of our A, B, C, D, E, F, G. The black keys on the piano are the sharps and the flats, same as us going up and down a chromatic scale. It depends whether you are ascending or descending as to whether those black keys on the piano are called sharps or flats. Okay, let's move forward to the third string now, the G string. So G, G sharp A sharp B, C, C sharp D, D sharp E, F, F sharp G. In reverse order we will have G, G flat, F, E, E flat, D, D flat, C, B, B flat, A flat, G. Okay, we move to the fourth string, D, D chromatic scale. D, D sharp E, F, F sharp G, G sharp A sharp B, C, C sharp D. Descending we'll have D, D flat, C, B, B flat, A flat, G, G flat, F, E flat, D. Now we move on to the fifth string, the A string. We'll have A sharp B, C, C sharp D, D sharp E, F, F sharp G, G sharp A. In reverse order, in descending order, we'll have A to A flat, G to G flat, F, E flat, D, D flat, C, B flat, A. And finally the low E string, it's a duplicate of the first string, but it's down 2 octaves. But let's do it. E, F, F sharp G, G sharp A sharp B, C, C sharp D, D sharp E. Okay, in reverse order, E, E flat D, D flat C, B, B flat A flat G, G flat F, and E. So remember, when you're physically practicing the scales, there's no change in speed, either ascending or descending, but take your time as you try and learn this new concept of notes being named either sharp or flat. So second string, second fret on the way up, would be called a C sharp because it's the semitone higher than C. On the way down, it would be called a D flat in a chromatic scale because it's the semitone lower than D. Don't get too confused by any of this. It's really quite simple after you've done your homework and been through it slowly and just understand the definition of sharp and flat. A sharp says raise the note a semitone. On a guitar fingerboard, each fret is a semitone. So if I'm on the note G and I have to play a G sharp, I play the next fret higher. But remember, flat says lower the note a semitone. So if I play the note A and I have to play A flat, well then I end up with the same fret position as the note G sharp. G sharp equals A flat. Okay, let's discuss one more aspect of music theory that's important in really getting on top of this. If the definition of sharp says play the next note higher, one semitone higher, then if we actually play the note B and someone asks us to play a B sharp, well, we simply have to play the next note higher than B, which just happens to be C. So B raised up a semitone would be played like that, the first fret on the second string of the guitar. If we play B here and raise it, we end up with the same note as C. B sharp equals C. And conversely, if someone asks you to play a C flat, well, think what they're really asking you to do. There's the note C. The definition of flat says play the note one semitone lower, or one fret on the guitar lower in pitch. Well, there's C, so there's C flat. So C flat equals B. B sharp equals C, C flat equals B. Now the other pair of notes that affects is of course E and F. So if we sharp the note E, if we raise it a semitone, we get what we've been calling F, and it still is the note F, but F can also be called E sharp. If we want to play an F flat, we take the note F, we lower it a semitone, we go back one fret, so F flat becomes E. So in that pair of notes, E sharp equals F, F flat equals E. Okay, I hope you've stuck with me through that journey. It can sound complicated, but if you take your time, and particularly if you work your way slowly through volumes 1, 2, 3, and now 4 in this series, and really get on top of the content volume by volume, I'm sure it'll become second nature to you quite quickly. And of course you've taken a huge step forward in mastery of the guitar fingerboard from the perspective of knowing the note names right across the fingerboard. Remember, the physical practice is being able to play the chromatic scales at the same speed, ascending and descending, using the proper 4-finger technique and the alternate picking that we've discussed throughout the tutorials. Please also refer to the Advanced Note Name Game tutorial. It brings it all together and will really test out your knowledge in a fun, simple exercise that you can do at home anytime at all, either on your own or with a friend, pulling out the question cards and asking you, putting you on the spot, testing your technique on the guitar fingerboard. As always, stay in touch via my website, www.brianhayes.biz, that's B-I-Z, Z for Zorro. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, drop me an email if you have any questions, go over the material, and I really hope this has been of some help to you and that you'll become a better musician and guitar player through your efforts to master the guitar fingerboard. Bye for now.